Are you getting worn out by the record-setting cold temperatures and the never-ending COVID shenanigans? If so, this recipe may be just what you need. Today we'll be making the Tonjiru. It just translates as pork soup. On the surface, it's just miso soup with some pork and vegetables, but it's so much more than that. Filled with umami flavor and nutrients. So let's get started. We'll first create our dashi broth, a staple of Japanese cuisine. Pour 1 liter of water into a pot and put in 20 grams of dashi kombu into the pot. Then let it sit there for at least 20 minutes. Then bring it to a boil, then take out the kombu. Then put in 20 grams of bonito flakes. Bring it to a light boil and simmer for 3 minutes. Then filter out the bonito flakes into a bowl. And now we have our dashi broth. Before we go over the ingredients, I gotta pose for my thumbnail picture. Nailed it! Root vegetables are the stars of this recipe, jam-packed with nutrients and health benefits. Daikon with its anti-inflammatory properties, burdock root with its many powerful antioxidants, and the carrot, also with many antioxidants. I typically use green onions or scallions, but I got my hands on a big thick negi, which can be hard to find in the States. Now we gotta wash all these vegetables. Be very thorough and use every technique you have. Now isn't the time to be shy. I'll just be using the thickest part of the carrot. Cut vertically in half, then slice them up into thin pieces. We'll just use the thickest part of the daikon as well. Cut vertically, then horizontally into a quadrant. Hold them together while you slice them up into moderately thick pieces, so they end up looking like this. Then cut the burdock root diagonally so that you get large, thin slices. Cut the tip off the negi, then cut them diagonally as well. I'll be keeping the green part for another dish, so we'll only be using the white part. We'll also be using konnyaku, a low-calorie jelly filled with fiber made from the konjac plant. Use a spoon to scoop it out into bite-sized chunks. I know it looks a little scary, but it's been used in Japan as a medicinal food for centuries. For the meat, we'll use about 300 grams of sliced pork belly. Just sprinkle some salt and pepper. Now get a pot as we'll finally start cooking. We'll use about a tablespoon of sesame oil to coat the pot. The scent goes very well with this dish. Then turn the heat on. After a minute or two, put in the burdock first and stir fry it until you get a nice scent. Then put our pork belly in and continue stirring until it looks cooked on all sides. Then put in our carrots and the daikon, as well as our konnyaku. Then continue stirring for about 3 to 4 minutes. Looking great! Then pour in the dashi broth from before and make sure all the ingredients are evenly distributed. Set it to high heat to bring it to a boil. Scoop out the foam at the top as it can add some bitterness to the dish. Now get about 4 tablespoons of your favorite miso. Then put it into the pot. Turn off the heat, then mix it up evenly throughout the broth. Turn the heat back on to low-medium and let it simmer for 20 minutes. Now get 2 cloves of garlic and 1 block of ginger. Then grate them both into the pot, adding a nice kick to this soup. Stir it up and finally add the negi on top. Barely submerge the negi into the broth and let it simmer for an additional minute. Pour the soup into a bowl. And finished! There's so much flavor in the veggies. Ugh. You can jam-pack so many vegetables in this dish that maybe you wouldn't eat otherwise, and it will be delicious. I have some updates regarding something I said in the last video. And finally, date more. I'm gonna go work on my online dating profile. But afterwards, I started to do a little bit of thinking. Like, why do I even want a relationship? If I do, like, who do I want? Like, what am I looking for? So I thought maybe it's best for me to figure that out before I kind of just go and try to jump into things. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna work on myself, work on some goals I have, and you know, not let these little things distract me. Yeah, I think so. Well, look at that. I already finished my second bowl. I'm gonna go for a third, so I think I'm gonna get going. Until next time, bye.